Today we are going to just spend some time in the garden. We're going to be working on some containers. We're going to be working on some hydrangeas. We're also going to stop in and I want to get you all stamp of approval, and I want you guys to let me know if the containers in the front, should we pull them or should we let them ride out a little bit? The spring containers that we planted up. Then we'll head to the back garden and we'll just do a little bit of watering. Let's get started. I kind of feel like these containers are running out of steam. The ranunculus, of course, I expected the ranunculus to start to fizzle out. But if you look at the entire umbrella, like the bottom looks great. The violas are doing good and the color is bold and amazing. Everything flows. The ranunculus have really started to fade out. They were full. They were taking up this entire area. Real quick, the next set. Here is the one that's at the end of the walkway. And let me show you this color real quick. I'll just provide a little bit of shade for these containers. The issue is it's so close to summertime. I need to get my summer annuals in. So should we pull or should we let them fizzle out? Drop down in the comments and let me know, what is your vote? Pull or let them fizzle out? The containers will last us a little bit longer in the front entryway, at least for about another week. Now, ranunculus are one of those cool loving annuals, and the problem with the St. Louis region is we heat up. So I can see that they're not as full as they had been, and they are suffering a bit, but that is okay. Let's head to the back, and I want to water in my hydrangeas. I want to water in those containers, check on those, show you guys how those containers are faring. So let's go ahead and start watering everything in. So I like to come along, I like to get all of my hydrangea trees. I water those quite a bit. And because they are more so established, I don't have to water my hydrangea trees as much as I used to have to when I first put my hydrangea trees in. When we first initially put in these hydrangea trees, I had to water them so often, it was almost like I had a schedule. I definitely hit them every single morning. I definitely went in and hit them every single afternoon before it got dark. I gave them opportunity to dry out a bit before the nighttime fell. Okay, and then once it waters over here, I know that it's watered in well. Sometimes you got to get in there and pull your foliage back out so you don't make a problem. Let's dissect this container a bit. See how we have the violas, they are complementing our hydrangeas here. It's the perfect story, the perfect story for the hydrangeas here. And you guys, these containers are just overloaded with texture. You can go in and clean this up. A lot of this is just the droppings from our maple tree, the seedlings here. You can come in, remove individual florets. I'll go ahead and clean a few of them just to show you guys what I mean by this. Floret right here is damaged. So we're going to come in right here and just pinch this off. So if you have an event, if you have your good girlfriends coming over, you can come in and clean your hydrangeas up. So you see how I'm not even finished with cleaning this up, and you see how much better this hydrangea looks. But I like to show you guys how things look in real time. See the difference compared to the ones that are out of the sun, is shaded by this white bush right here, out of the sun. And then the ones that are in the sun is going to shade and fade much faster. Your shades are going to leave quicker. Now, I'm not going to really remove any of the blooms off of the white, and this is the reason why. The whites actually fade to a blue color. These pink pansies are coming through. Now, these hydrangeas right here need to be clipped because they're pretty much faded. But again, we battle a lot with rain, and then we get that hot, intense sun here in the St. Louis region. Don't fret, because you can see that we definitely have some blooms coming through here. I'm beginning to spark a new bloom. Another one right there. So if I had the time, I really would go in, which I will come back out here and do this later on. Underneath the 4-story, our pansies are just really peeking out of all of these hydrangeas. And it's growing inside of the gate just how I want it to be. I mean, you guys, when I tell you down to how the flow of the flowers is going, the way that the color variations came in, the way that they're fading, this is exactly how I wanted it to be. And how cute is that? So with these hydrangeas, they start off, they bloom like this, then they go into this blue color, and then eventually they finish out in a deep purple. And I have some that are deeper purple than that. I have some of those remonstrance traits where they're blooming a bit more. Look back at the pansies. Remember, I talked in one of my videos about how if you're using pansies and violas, they do become invasive. So here's a prime example. We have this beautiful viola here, this beautiful pansy, but if you follow it down, you can see where this seed pod is starting to form. So unless I want this area to be overtaken by pansies, I want to go in and I want to either keep an eye on this, save the seeds for myself, use them later on. And then I just like to keep an eye on everything. Now I am going to go ahead and I'm going to clean up this hydrangea because it's so beautiful. So I want to remove all of the brown from here. Anything that's been scorched by the sun, as I continue to just peel back, it's just layers and layers and layers of florets here. And it can be time consuming. Very much so time consuming. And we even have pansies that's growing up in between the florets of the hydrangeas. And look how long these pansies are. A lot of times, you guys, pansies do not get the credit that they deserve for their traits and characteristics. I'm going to get this one off right here. Okay, now doesn't that look a lot better? So even though the bloom is fading, you can tell that the bloom is aging, it still looks a lot better than having the brown leaves and so forth on it. Now when they're smaller like this, I typically do not go in and I don't clean them back because this turns into this. So I'm going to leave this one alone. Same thing with the leaves. Sometimes I might go in and you can cut the leaf half back. If you want to just take off anything that doesn't look desirable, you can cut it back. Bloom, I'm going to go ahead and cut that back right there. Anything that's dead and faded, I just go ahead and I cut that all the way back. This is going to promote more blooms on your hydrangea. All of my chores are finished. I thought it would be helpful to show you all how I walk through, how I water my containers, the way I continue to deal with my mixed containers when I have my hydrangeas in there, and just a little bit of the care that I give my reblooming hydrangeas. White hydrangeas, I am not going to be pulling off any of the singed florets because I know that they're getting a little bit too much sun in this area, so I have a solution for that. The added bonus of container gardening. You can plop a plant in a container, enjoy it for that season, and it gives you the chance to trial that plant to see if this plant works better in one area versus the next. So the viewpoint with the containers in the front, I'm wondering, should I go ahead and pull my spring look? You guys seen how the front is looking, so just in case you forgot, let me go ahead and pop a little bit more footage in there. I want to know from you in the comment section, should we pull the front containers or should we just let them fizzle on out, and then once they're done doing their thing, then we'll go in and pull them? Let me know what you guys think we should do, because I really want to hear from you. I'm excited to show you what we're going to be doing with those white hydrangeas, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see what's going to happen with those hydrangeas. You guys, we're moving right along and Mother Nature is too. So drop down in the comment section and give me your input to pull or not to pull. Woo!